Hey guys, Cecil here once again. Hey, I'm going to do a little bit of guerrilla filming here to show you a really fun game that I enjoyed back in the day on the NES that I had a lot of fun with. You may or may not have heard of this title. It's not the most popular or well-known NES game out there, but I think it definitely deserves more attention than it's gotten over the years. It's not really anything groundbreaking or original, but there's a lot of fun here, especially if you like kind of 2D action side-scrolling NES games. And without further ado, I will show you what game I am referring to here. Again, please, I apologize for the guerrilla style filming here. I don't have a good way to capture video at the moment. So as you can see, this is Shadow of the Ninja. It was developed by Natsumi in 1990. Your pretty cliche kind of NES storyline. Basically, an evil emperor called Garuda is trying to take over the world, and you're two ninjas who are out to stop him from doing that. Basically, kind of get this little opening cutscene. Now, right off the bat, one of the cool things about this game that even Ninja Gaiden doesn't have is there's two-player co-op. You can play at the same time. There's a female ninja named Katie, Kunoichi, and there's also a male ninja named Hayate. Pretty generic names for the ninjas, but you know, it's NES, it's 1990, what else do you expect? I'll just play as Katie here for shits and giggles. There's not a huge difference in abilities, but as you can see right off the bat here, graphically it's pretty good for an NES game. It's got really good rain effect and everything. The boat goes up and down. It's got a nice lightning effect. You can cling up and go up and down certain platforms, which is kind of nice. This is kind of resident of Ninja Gaiden 3, although I don't think Ninja Gaiden 3 was out yet at the time. And there's basically these power-ups you can pick up. There's the Ninja Stars, which you get a limited supply of. There's also your basic ninja sword, and there's also a grappling weapon. The only thing I don't like about the throwing stars is you can't switch between your weapons. You can only have one weapon at a time. So once you get the ninja stars, they're very effective, but you're stuck using them. You can't save them for like bosses or whatever. So once they're gone, they don't come back. So that's one minor knock on this game, but overall, it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I rented this game one weekend from a local convenience store in the town I grew up in, you know, not knowing anything or really much about it, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's not the most challenging game, but for the most part, it's just a really, really fun action platformer. It's got, like I said, it's got a bit of Ninja Gaiden. The enemies that kind of scroll back and forth when you're on the same platform as them, that's kind of reminiscent of those enemies from Mega Man that do the same thing. And there's also kind of these hunchback kind of enemies that'll jump around if you don't kill them right away, which is kind of resident of Castlevania. So, you know, it definitely borrows some enemy ideas from other really popular NES games, but that's not a bad thing. These ninjas won't really hurt you. They're just annoying as hell. They'll just push you around. It's kind of silly, but you know, they take a decent number of hits to kill too, but once they're dead, they don't respawn, which is kind of nice. And if you let me kill them, good God. Ugh. And see, as you can tell, they're annoying as all shit. There we go. And these enemies just kind of sit there and don't do anything. But yeah, the game isn't overly long. Once you get the layout of the game and you know all the enemies' tactics and everything, you can usually beat the game in about an hour or so. It's only 5 worlds long. There's about 3 or 4 levels in each world. This section right here, you're pretty much just going to want to avoid the missiles as quickly as possible. I prefer the grappling hook to the sword. I just like having the longer range of it. You know, it is a little bit of a slower weapon, but it's good to be able to keep the enemies at distance, and you just hang on to it. It doesn't go away unless you get the sword icon. Here's a section that really reminds me of the Clockwork Tower from Castlevania. You know, just kind of the rolling gears and these platforms. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it definitely will borrow some ideas from other games, but it's unique enough on its own where it's a lot of fun. You know, the enemy selection is pretty decent. You know, these guys are pretty easy to beat. They have a pretty simple pattern. You just got to learn it and get it down. Yeah, and these are the hunchback enemies I was referring to. You know, a tip with this particular stretch right here, you can actually bypass these guys by just hanging on there and going by them. but make sure you get out of the way or scroll them off the screen before you get to that point. So, but yeah, it's just overall, it's a lot of fun. I remember loving this game. I rented it a handful of times. I never actually owned it back in the day, and I just died. See, the nice thing about the game is it doesn't punish you if you fall into a pit. You'll take some damage, but you won't actually die. So it's pretty forgiving as far as hits. You only do get 5 lives. They're called continues. If you die once, you get basically 5 continues or 5 lives, and once you die, you have to start from the beginning. I know there's codes out there that basically will prevent you from you can restart from the level you left off on. I forget the specific code, but there are some codes for this game. They're pretty easy to remember. They're on, just go to GameFAQs or something, you'll find them. This boss is pretty easy. You just gotta lace into him like the level 1 mid-boss there. Just beat him up and he's pretty easy. At the end of a level, you'll get about half your life bar back. So they're pretty generous. They don't refill it completely. So, there is some repercussion for not playing well through a level, and you can die. I'm not going to go too long into this game. I'm only going to play about 10 minutes in the first couple of levels, but here are some ninjas that will, go through the water and let you have it if you're not careful. And, I got the sword icon, damn it. Not a big deal, but still kind of annoying. So Ninja Stars. Ninja Stars are a godsend in this game. It's just too bad you can't save them for bosses. That's just the one really thing I do not like about this game, unfortunately. Other than that, like I said, just a great fun 2D action platformer, and I really hate this boss, this mini-boss, because it's really hard to dodge his shots because he doesn't have a consistent time with them. So, and see, he'll just jolt right out there at you, so you gotta really kind of move back and forth very quickly. Just kind of a pain in the ass. So here's a stretch of the level. You gotta be careful with the jets, they will hurt you. And you want to let these guys scroll by and just get in a couple quick hits and take them out. So yeah, have you guys ever played this game before? Have you heard much about it? Like I said, I know some people, more NES games are kind of getting more attention these days than they have in the past. But for the most part, yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed this as a kid. I picked it up several years ago for pretty cheap, and I'm glad I got my grappling hook back. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, like I said, I definitely would say this compares mostly to Ninja Gaiden than anything, just for the overall theme and the design. But it's got, like I said, it's got its own kind of fun ideas, and these guys are kind of a pain if you're not careful. You want to kneel and hit them just because you can hit the boomerang and knock it down. Otherwise, it will kick your ass if you let it. And I'm kind of doing pretty poorly here. So I'll just kind of shut up and let the game go here. Oh, here's not a fun stretch there. You're going to get these kind of like these enemies that'll come on, but you want to just kind of run through this really quick and just get through here so you can get these guys, and they'll drop these little like walkers that are just a pain in the ass, but fortunately there's a health bottle there that you can just pick up running through that. God, I don't mind the sword, but it's still, I much prefer the grappling hook in this game. It just makes it a lot easier. So yeah, these guys are kind of a pain in the ass, because they will, if you hit them enough, they'll break apart and the legs will start running really quick, and then they'll have these kind of annoying guys that'll jump down and shoot. Thank God I got my grappling hook back. So, and here's an elevator sequence. Nothing you can really do to control this. So I've kind of said my piece about this game. You kind of get these mini bosses right here. Just go really quick. These guys will actually drop some life bars. You'll kind of want to scroll a couple of these guys into place here and just kind of let them do their punch animation and just kind of get down here really quick and just let them have it. And I'm not going to get that just because I want to avoid getting the sword, because I really want to have the grappling hook here. You want to take, here's a tank. This is a real pain in the ass. Just want to take this thing out as quickly as you can. And you're going to want to stay under this particular roof right here because it's going to drop these projectiles here. You know, every time it pops out. When it comes out really fast like this, just stay under it because it's just going to constantly drop projectiles and you just don't want to take unnecessary hits. When it comes out slow is when you want to get up here and hit it. Just hit it once because it's going to spew out these, and then just get right back under there. You just get a couple of hits in and just repeat this over and over again. This boss is kind of annoying because it takes a little bit to beat him, but he's pretty easy once you get the pattern down. And sometimes you can get a couple of hits in, but you just want to be careful. See, like I said, it's really easy if you get too careless to take damage with this boss. But yeah, it's just kind of another one of those unique bosses. It kind of reminds me of the Technodrome a little bit from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just not nearly as hard. Thank the gods, I don't think I could. I don't know if you've ever played the original Ninja Turtles on the NES, but oh my god, do I hate the Technodrome. Oh god, is that a pain in my ass. I hated that boss. I was only ever able to beat him as a kid once. So yeah, but again, I'm kind of digressing here a little bit, and I'm not even taking advantage of the opportunities to go up and nail this boss. So yeah, I'll just shut up now and I'll beat this boss here real quick, and then I'll finish the video up. You know, this would probably be a good game to do a Let's Play of just because it's not very long. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the first couple of levels of Shadow of the Ninja. Like I said, there's a few more levels I couldn't show you, but this video is already getting a little bit longer than I wanted. So yeah, let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. If you've heard of this game, what other NES games do you like? Do you like the Ninja Gaiden series? It's pretty balls hard. This one isn't nearly as hard as that series. But yeah, otherwise, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you next time.